In Video 1, you learned basic information about the Refugee Appeal Division, or the RAD. In Video 2, you learned how to file your Notice of Appeal. Now, it's time to learn how to complete your appeal. We call it perfecting your appeal. Perfecting your appeal means that you complete an appellant's record. The RAD will not look at your case if you have not completed the appellant's record. Timing is very important. As soon as you've submitted the Notice of Appeal, you need to prepare all the documents that you want to use in your appeal. You have to point out all the mistakes you think the Refugee Protection Division, or RPD, made when it turned down your refugee claim. Use the document called Appellant's Memorandum to do this. If you're able to hire counsel to assist you, we recommend that you do, because this part of the appeal normally involves legal issues. Gathering documents. In order to perfect your appeal, you'll need to refer to a number of documents. To do this, you should gather the RPD Notice of Decision, the RPD Reasons and Decision, the recording of your RPD hearing, and the appellant's kit to assist you with further details on this process. These documents will have been mailed to you by the RPD. If there are any other documents that you think are important for your case, then you need to get them ready when completing your memorandum, such as new evidence that was not available at the time of the RPD decision, or evidence that was not accepted by the RPD and that you think was relevant to your claim. If any of your documents are not in English or French, you have to get them translated, or the RAD will not look at them. You also need to get the documents and evidence that made up your RPD file. You should take some time to carefully review your documents. Concentrate on where you think the RPD made mistakes. Now that you have all your documents and have reviewed your file, you'll need to prepare your appellant's memorandum. This is where you have to show where the RPD made mistakes. You also have to explain how the mistakes affected the outcome of your refugee claim. Completing your appellant's memorandum. The most important document in the appellant's record is the appellant's memorandum. You can download the appellant's memorandum form by clicking on the link in the description below this video, or you can find it on our website. Make sure you have your documents in front of you. You are now ready to fill out the appellant's memorandum form. The completed form should not be more than 30 pages long, and any information that does not fit within the form should be provided on additional paper. Let's look at the form. The first page is a cover page. Here you need to provide your information and the information for each person appealing with you. You may leave the RAD file numbers blank if you have not received them yet. The RPD file numbers for each appellant can be found on the RPD Notice of Decision. The unique client identifier is also called the client ID and can be found on the RPD Notice of Decision. The second page is a table of contents. Don't worry about this for now. We'll come back to it later. On the third page, you'll find the appellant's memorandum. In section 1.1, put in your information. In section 1.2, put in the following dates: the date when you received the RPD Notice of Decision, the date when you received the RPD Reasons and Decision, and the date that you submitted your Notice of Appeal to the RAD. Leave the last box blank. You need to fill it out on the date that you send this package to the RAD. In section 2.1, explain the mistakes you think the RPD made in your case. If you need more space to fill out this information, use additional paper. In section 2.2, you need to indicate exactly where the mistakes can be found in the RPD written reasons. You have to indicate the page number, the paragraph number, and the line where each mistake can be found. If you think there were mistakes that happened in the RPD hearing, you need to indicate exactly where in the recording they can be found. You can use a written transcript or the recorded audio of your hearing to do this. If you're using a transcript, indicate the page, paragraph, and line where the mistake occurs. If you're using the audio, indicate the disc number, track number, start time, end time, and length of the excerpt. In Section 3.1, you may present new evidence or evidence that was not available at the time of the RPD's decision. If you want the RAD to look at this evidence, you have to explain why you think the evidence is new or why it was not available at the time of your RPD hearing. In Section 3.2, if you want the RAD to hold an oral hearing for your appeal, you need to explain why the RAD should hold a hearing. In Section 4.1, you need to select the type of decision you're asking the RAD to make. You need to tick one of the boxes, but do not tick both. Finally, print the completed form and sign and date it. If you used counsel, be sure that they sign and date the form as well. If you have submitted new evidence, you must also include the written statement concerning new evidence form. And if you've requested an oral hearing, you must include the written statement concerning the hearing at the RAD form. Both of these forms can be found in the description below this video or on our website. Putting all your documents together. Once you've completed your appellant's memorandum, it's time to put all your documents together. Together, the documents make up your appellant's record that you'll provide to the RAD. You need to be sure that your appellant's record contains printed copies of the following documents in the following order: the Notice of Decision and written reasons from the RPD, all or part of the transcript of the RPD's hearing that is relevant to the appeal, documents that you tried to give the RPD but that the RPD refused to accept, the written statement concerning new evidence form, and/or the written statement concerning the hearing at the RAD form. Any documents that have new evidence or evidence that was not available at the time of the RPD decision. Any additional documents, like laws or legal decisions that you want the RAD to look at for your appeal. And finally, the memorandum that you just completed. Once you've placed all your documents in the correct order, number the pages consecutively and place the cover page with the table of contents at the top. Then, fill in your table of contents with the page numbers that correspond with each item. Be sure to make 2 additional photocopies of this entire package. Keep one of the copies for your own records. Checklist. As a final step, go over the checklist for the appellant's record to the RAD. This checklist helps you go over many of the steps we've already talked about in this video. If you follow it, then you'll have perfected your appeal in the way it is supposed to be done. Mailing your package. You must mail or hand deliver the signed original and 1 copy of your perfected appeal to the RAD. The package should be sent to the office in your region. Links to the addresses for these offices can be found in the description below this video. Time limits. You should mail this package no more than 30 days after the day on which you received the written reasons for the RPD decision. This is 30 calendar days, so it includes weekends and holidays. However, if the time limit ends on a weekend or holiday, you may mail or deliver your appellant's record to the RAD on the next working day. Important information. If you need more information or help, click on the links in the description below this video for the appellant's memorandum and other forms, addresses of IRB offices, the RAD Appellant's Guide and Kit, information about how you could attend an in-person session to learn more about appealing to the RAD, and other videos that can assist you in filing your appeal.